Okay, you guys. So we're back in After Effects. I want to show you a couple more things you can do. Just to start off, let's remember we are in the small screen mode. So if you click on this little twirly down, you get all these different options. We're using the small screen workspace because I know you guys are on little tiny MacBooks. And then over here on the side, one of the options you have is effects and presets. When you click on that, it's going to open up a whole bunch of effects options. So there were a couple of things that I wanted to change, and I want to use effects to do it. So we also, I know you guys, a lot of you had like a big white circle as your sun. So this may be something for those of you who want to. You can change the color of your sun as it sinks, right? So that'll be something to put a pin in. But let's do it first on a couple of the nighttime layers, okay, that I want to add some extra little buzz to. So I'm going to start with my moon. One of the things that I really want for my moon is like a glow that sits behind it. And I could have done this in Photoshop, but we're going to do it here because here we are. So in my effects and presets panel over here, I just clicked on it to make it pop open. There's a little search bar and I can search up the word glow. And there are a couple of different options. I'm going to choose this stylize glow option. So we're going to drag this onto the moon. And it's done something crazy, right? It's turned everything orange. I don't know why. It's very weird. We're going to adjust it a little bit, okay? So the first thing I'm going to do is change it from the glow based on color channels to the glow based on alpha channel. And then I'm going to, instead of compositing the original behind the glow, I'm actually going to composite the original on top of the glow. And now, as I adjust things like the glow radius, right, I can pull that open right here. The glow threshold I can tweak. It's not changing anything, right? A lot of this is about playing with options, right? So if I make it extra glowy, right, that's too much. But if I take it back down to 1 where it was, it's just kind of a nice glow coming off the edge of that moon that makes it feel more realistic to me, okay? If you want to, there are all kinds of options down here, right? So like you can do things different besides what's going on automatically, right? You can say none, right? Because it's all compositing below, that's not changing anything. If the original is behind it, you're getting a weird look here about what that glow is doing, right? It's kind of glowing around the edges and it's dark in the center. So you can do like an over, again, you're getting some weird stuff. I don't think we want any of this. I think we want to make sure that we've got our original composited on top, okay? But that's a way to add a glow to your moon object that'll just kind of follow it in scale across the sky, okay? So there's one thing we can do. Another effect I know I wanted to do was I wanted to change the color of the rooftops over the course of the sunset so that at nighttime it looks like night instead of the middle of the afternoon. Right now my rooftops, they look like the middle of the afternoon. I'm going to just hit delete over here and then I'll have my whole list again. And we're going to come into this color corrections list. Oops, nope. Color corrections list, and there are all kinds of options that you can mess with in terms of color correction. You can do all kinds of different stuff. Feel free to play with this and have a fun time. I'm going to use tint, which is all the way down here at the bottom of the list, to do my color change on my rooftops, right? To try and change the way that they look. So currently I can't do anything to them because that layer is locked because I was trying to like keep that from happening earlier. So I'm going to come in and unlock my rooftop layer right quick, and then I can drag my tint to my rooftop, okay? So here is a tint little deal, right, where it's mapping black to black and white to white, and so my tinting operation down here is just changing it to black and white, which is not really what I want. That's also because amount to tint right now is at 100. So I'm actually going to change my black to kind of a dark blue in order to make it look like nighttime, okay? And then I'm gonna change my white because the white is a little bit too bright, right? I'm gonna change it to kind of a gray blue. And I can figure this out as I go. Maybe it wants to be a little colder. You can see what it's doing over here too, right? That is a pretty good option, right? So now it matches into the sky a little too much, but if I back down the intensity, the amount to tint intensity, right, I can get kind of in between where I'm still seeing some of the original color, but I'm also getting it to look like night on my rooftops. And I don't want to make it too dark because I do want it to be visible in a projector, okay? So this is a nice shift to have happen, okay? And what I want to do now is figure out timing-wise when that happens, and then I can actually change it using this amount to tint keyframe. There's a stopwatch right next to it. That means it's something I can change over time. Just the same way I'm animating other things when we were animating position, I can come in here and animate how much of this tint is happening, okay? So I think probably it would start tinting around here, right? Where that oranginess is starting to go away. So I might just like pick a random spot. And then I'm gonna bring the tint all the way out, okay? And I'm gonna click my amount to tint timer, okay? And then I'm gonna come over here. By now, by the time the moon is appeared, right? I wanna see that 70%, right? Or like 60%, 60 or 70%, whatever I had open before. So by here, it would want to be that kind of color. And now you can see, you can watch that transition to night, and you see the change over time, okay? So now you'll also see, so you'll see your keyframe here is changing, right? The amount of tint is changing at these different points. They're different numbers. You can also see it in this effects tab, right? So all the way down here, you have actual keyframes on the timeline, just the way you did before. So that is how you keyframe a tint, right? A color effect to appear over time and to match in with the other stuff that you're doing in your scene, okay? That's been fun. So those are two effects that you can play with, right? You can play that tint effect game with your sun as well, right? And you don't have to tint it as much even as I did on these rooftops to get a sun effect that you like. If you want the sun to turn orange as it hits the horizon, or if you want the sun to glow, those are things you can play with too. I'm going to do one more video in this sequence that's going to be kind of an advanced video about using particle effects to make twinkling stars. So if you're interested in that and you have time, you can totally get into it. And if not, that's okay. I will also be creating an export video for you to export your final product, okay? So I will see you in a moment for a bonus video about particle effects. Thanks, friends. Bye.